Hey my beautiful friend, welcome. I'm so excited today because we are going to be learning how to work the magical and amazing corner to corner crochet stitch pattern. This is an amazing stitch that you can use to create shawls, blankets, coasters, placemats, really anything that's a rectangle or even a triangle. And as you can see, we chose to use it in this absolutely beautiful brand new crochet shawl pattern, Fale by Jennifer Matlock. I find this to be such an amazing version of the corner to corner stitch pattern. So she took the classic stitch and then she amped it up with these beautiful lacy sections for some airiness. This is a beautiful shimmering rectangular wrap that undulates between the more solid sections and the lacy sections. And since you work this pattern on the diagonal, you get these gorgeous diagonal stripes. Another thing to note is that Jennifer chose to use a size I hook when crocheting this. And normally we recommend a B to a G for this yarn weight, but using a little bit bigger hook allows you to achieve a little bit more of a lightness and a flow to the shawl. I think this shawl is so delightful. It really hugs the shoulders so beautifully, and I am absolutely obsessed with the colors. This was made in our luscious sea glass hues Pearlescent Fingering yarn. It's a shimmering, sumptuous teal gradient, and I really love how Jennifer chose to fade the colors from light on one end to dark in the middle and then back to light on the other end. You can download the pattern and get the yarn at expressionfiberarts.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up for email and text updates for weekly free knit and crochet patterns. I am going to be giving away a set of this beautiful sea glass hues, so if you would love to enter, just make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and comment below letting me know if you have ever tried this corner to corner stitch pattern. Let's learn how to work this beautiful stitch. For row 1, we're going to get started with a chain 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you're going to skip 3 chains, skip, 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 and we're going to work a double crochet into these 3 remaining chains. So we'll end up with 3 double crochets. There's 1, jump to the next chain, work another double crochet, and then in that final chain, work another double crochet. And this is row 1. We have 3 double crochets with a chain 3 essentially here on the side. You'll see that row 1 has 1 block. We're going to turn and work row 2, and it's going to have 2 blocks. Begin with a chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and same thing that we just did. We're going to skip the first 3 chains, and we're going to work a double crochet into the 4th chain and into the next 2 chains. So again, we'll end up with 3 double crochets, which is another block. We're basically building a bunch of blocks. Then you're going to reach over here, and this chain 3 that we have on this block, we're going to slip stitch into that, which is going to lock our little blocks together, and we're going to make another block over here. This time you'll start with a chain 3, and then we're going to work 3 double crochets into this same chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. That's row 2, and we have 2 blocks. Now we're going to work on row 3, which is basically the same as row 2. We're going to turn, and we're going to work 3 blocks, boop and boop. Again, start with a chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip the first 3 chains, skip, skip, skip. Then you're going to work your 3 double crochets, 1 into that 4th chain, 1 into the 5th chain, and 1 into the 6th chain. We've just created another block. To connect that, we're going to hop over here to this chain 3 space on this block and slip stitch into that chain 3 space. Then we're going to create another block right here, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets into that same chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, boom, and then again we're going to connect that to the next block and work another block. Find the chain 3 space over here on this block and slip stitch into that, and then we're going to work another block. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets into this same chain 3 space, and that will complete row 3. Row 3 has 3 blocks. 2 and 3. And that is really how simple this pattern is. Then you'll continue repeating those rows as mentioned in the pattern. The funniest thing, when I was a little girl in Juneau, Alaska, my mom had a friend that lived in the same condo as us, and her name was Honda. She was so fabulous, and I remember she would feed us king crab dipped in butter. It was so good. She had a Merle Norman makeup store in the mall, and I remember going and sitting in her makeup chair, and instead of her doing our makeup, she taught us how to crochet this beautiful corner to corner stitch pattern. And I didn't even know what it was called at the time, but we just loved it. We went home, we knew we had it figured out. We were so excited to make a fabulous blanket that night, and we got home and we could not remember how to do it. We tried and tried and tried, and we were just drawing a blank. We had no idea. So we had to tuck our tails, head back down to the mall the next day and have her show us again. And keep in mind, this was before the internet. This was before we had phones to record anything. So we were just going purely off of memory. Finally, we got it after multiple attempts of her showing us, and we were able to go home, and I started whipping out all kinds of projects, all kinds of blankets. It's just such a special stitch for me, and so that's why I'm so excited to share it with you today. Here's how we decrease. We're going to start by turning, and you're going to slip stitch into those 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, also into this chain 3 space. Now, instead of continuing on growing this edge this way, we've now flattened it off, and it's going to start going this way. Now we need to create our blocks like we have been on previous rows with a chain 3 and 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. Oh, and for anyone wondering, I'm actually using our Botanical Alpaca Silk DK yarn. I love the beautiful colors. We're going to jump over here and do the same thing. Slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. I love the beautiful colors of this. I was walking around our shop yesterday and saw it, and I wanted to use it for this tutorial because it's so beautiful. Jump over, and I'm going to show you how to finish because it might be a little different depending on what you're trying to achieve. 3 double crochets, boop. So this is a little bit thicker of a yarn than the Pearlescent Fingering used in the pattern. I just usually like to use a DK weight or a worsted weight when doing tutorials, so it's a little easier for you to see. So we've decreased on this side. Boop, we're going back down. You have the option over here. If you want to continue extending this side out like you have been, just continue like you have been on previous rows, where you slip stitch into the chain 3 space, and then chain 3 and work your 3 double crochets. If, however, you want this side to also decrease, then you're done. And this edge will start flattening off and going this way. If you were to repeat that row that we just did, you're going to end up with just 2 blocks on the next row. Then you would repeat it and you would end up with just 1 block. So you would essentially have a square. So you can make triangles, you can make squares, you can make rectangles, so many options. I think you're going to love it so much. And it's as easy as that. That's how you work the traditional corner to corner stitch pattern. And if you want to amp it up by adding these beautiful lacy sections, you're going to find all the information for that in the pattern. This is such a fun stitch pattern, and I hope you have an absolute blast making all kinds of projects with it. Enjoy your week, and I will see you next week with another scrumptious new design. Bye!